Okay, great. Well, thank you all for showing up for the peek under the hood for Momentum Realty. This is 2026. We just closed up our fifth year full in business. We launched in January of 2020, and we couldn't be more excited to share with you. We've sold more than $3 billion of real estate here in Florida and Georgia for over 8,500 transactions, and we are growing. We had 93 agents join us last year here locally. We are a locally owned, independent owned with local leadership company, which makes us very different from many of the other organizations out there. And we treat our agents differently because we are different. And so we appreciate you guys betting on the underdogs, taking the leap of faith. It's unbelievable to me that just 10 years ago, and this is the story that I tell, buyers and sellers when I'd meet with them. I was living in my mom's basement doing a W-2 job in Washington, D.C. a decade ago, and my life was miserable. I hated what I did. I wanted to get out of there. So I moved to Jacksonville, Florida, and had no network, no connections. And I quit my W-2 job after going through my first real estate transaction. And it was a horrible experience, and I thought I could do it better. So I just got my license and started hustling, doing open houses, doing the door knocking, doing the cold calling. And by the end of my first year, I had sold 66 properties. My ego got massive. I started treating people poorly. I realized this pretty quickly. I was turning into somebody I didn't want to be. And so I got coaches and I got mentors around me who helped me not only grow myself, but grow my team. And it was a phenomenal experience that I had, and all of the lessons that I learned along the way led us to this point where we opened up a company where we can give away everything that we learned along that journey, from being negative $80,000 in debt and being scared of what would happen with my next bill, to being able to lead an organization to help others go along a similar path. And we became net worth millionaires within 3.5 years. And we always say the purpose of real estate is to get out of real estate. So everybody has a different level of goal. Everybody has different motivations. And our goal at Momentum Realty is to help you get from wherever you are today to wherever you want to be next. And there's no judgment on that goal, whether it's little or small. Our goal is just to be the support platform for you to hit those goals and to follow the same methods. If you want to, you can adopt the same ideas that we used along the way, the same methodologies, the same systems, the same attitude, the same scripts that we used and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to get, and basically hand it over to you at a fraction of the cost of what we buy it, that we paid to get that information for. And so that's the idea behind Momentum. We call it communal wisdom. We all learn from each other. We're very collaborative. And as you can see here, we do things that are not only virtual in nature like this call, but we also go and meet in person. This is at Jack's Golf and Country Club off of Hodges. We have an office. Welcome to the Ocala group. We have an office down in Ocala as well. Gainesville, we're a top 10 brokerage. St. Augustine, we're a top 10 brokerage. Jacksonville, we're the #2 brokerage office by units and closed volume, which we're really excited about. And we continue to grow. And so we wanted to do this meeting today to share with you, what are we doing? What is this company about? Why are so many agents joining our organization? Why do you see agents come over $3 million, $4 million producer and then be a $20 million producer within a year or two? And I can tell you this, it's not because of somebody who, they just come in and it's just like magic. Okay. It is hard work, but the reality is that it's one thing that they implement every single week, every single month, that stacks every single month, and their business basically becomes unrecognizable. So it's not an event that happens in one moment just by clicking the button. It's because they're adopting the systems, the mindset, all the information that we have, and they're implementing it in their business. That is the one thing we cannot do for you, is implementation, but we can give you all the tools and resources and put you in a community of other people who are executing and implementing at the highest end level, and connect you with people who are already doing things that you may want to do. That's one of our favorite things to do is, hey, this person sold $14 million from YouTube last year. Let's talk to them. This person over here is calling expired and FISBOs. They did $5 million last year on that. This person over here did a bunch of flips. You can talk to specialists across the board within the organization, and it just makes it such a more enjoyable system. And we're going to dig into how that works and how that operates and how it benefits you, so you can get to whatever your goal is faster, and you can build more profit along the way. And you can also build a lifestyle, because we all know that this business is demanding, especially in a market like this today. And so you need the systems, tools, and leverage across the board to be able to get to the next level. And that's what we provide here within the organization. So let's dig in to what it looks like right now. So this is our growth. We started in January 2020. We went virtual, and the agents are saving more and more money because we keep cutting our costs. Our original cap was like 18,000 14,000, then it was 16,000, now it's 12,000. So as we get bigger, we pass the cost savings on to our agents. It's usually the other side of it with private equity and public companies. They're trying to figure out, how do I charge our agents more? We go the opposite way because we're a local organization. Right now, we have 270 active real estate agents producing within the first 5 years. The average agent, it was 104. I will be honest with you, we're a very transparent organization. The average agent was producing $104,000 in GCI. That's the average. You have to understand that those numbers are unheard of. Most other brokerages, their average is usually around $17,000, $18,000, right? One or two sales. And so ours now is 84,000 this year. We're the top 10 brokerage with only 2 years. We're on pace for $600 million in sales. We're ranked in the top 10 business journals. So we're just really proud of the growth that we've had in a short period of time. We're in multiple markets throughout Jacksonville, in Florida, and Georgia. But Jacksonville is our hub. St. Augustine is our hub. And then, of course, we have some spokes that are growing pretty rapidly that we're really excited about. Some amazing partners that have reached out to us because we haven't had an outbound recruiter for the organization since we started until August of this year. And so it's all been organic from word of mouth, which is really cool. And now we want to connect with more and more agents across the board and bring into the ecosystem so they can experience what we're talking about here is the culture, right? It's what's different about it is we have standards of expectations for the agents. We want agents to give great experiences to the customer. If a agent makes us a lot of money, but they're horrible to work, they will not work at our company. I can tell you that is completely different than the majority of other companies out there because it's all about making the next buck. We care about the standard of service for the customer. They have to be a professional. We want to be around people who have a positive attitude, that have energy, that are enthusiastic about the future and what comes next. And that is really important in a market like today. We want them to be resourceful. We want them to be looking to grow. They want them to focus on profit, not right. There's a lot of ego and vanity metrics out there. We talk about the difference between the two and how they can be transformational to you when you focus on the profit, not the ego metrics. And so our demonstration is we across the board that 87% of agents fail within 5 years. 80% don't renew their license within 2 years. We are seeing a ton of people go and get other jobs, okay? That doesn't have to be this way. If you are willing to put in the work, the energy, you're willing to be coachable, open-minded to changing how you do things and new information, your personal development, and you enjoy the process of feedback and you're growth-oriented, this is the place for you. For people who don't like that, just even saying that will scare them away, right? We've all been in that category. Maybe you used to be a victim. I used to be a victim in my business too. And then I started taking accountability for myself, my actions and my mindset and the information I was taking. And I made a change and I'm glad I did because it's been absolutely life-changing. So look, why join? We work with our to solve problems so they can get from point A to point B. So what's different about us, we listen to exactly what they need. Agents will come to me and Brittany and say, I need leads. I need this CRM. I need this system over here. I need Zillow Showcase, but it's so expensive. How do I get it for 1/10 of the cost? I need, whatever it is, we go out there. And now that we're at this massive size, you benefit from our economies of scale because whatever the cost is to us, we just pass it right back on to you. And we're able to offer things at, 80, 90% discount of what other people are paying retail for, which often the cost of those things are more than the savings of those things are more than the cap you would pay into the company. And that's our goal. Our goal is always, how do we provide more value, the best training out there and the resources out there that's going to give you more value than what you pay into the company. And by the way, for those of you listening, if you have a question, I'm going to go through this quickly. I'll leave an opportunity at the end for you to ask questions. So just let us know if you have any questions along the way. You can drop it in the chat and I'll check that at the end, or you can just unmute yourself and ask a question. But what are your first 30 days like at the company? First off, the onboarding is phenomenal. You get emails every single day for the first 30 days. You have to read your email. Obviously, you need to answer your phone. It's no different. You need to read your email. Read every single email completely. The agents who do this, they have a phenomenal onboarding experience. They get access to all the training and resources. You get custom marketing collateral from in-house marketing team and a swag box when you join. So you just let us know your t-shirt size. The next day, you're going to get a nice custom box in the mail with some extra marketing. You will be invited to every training and event that we have, along with text reminders for the next 3 to 4 months. So you know exactly what's coming up next. We match our training with what is happening in the market. For example, tomorrow we have Kevin Mills. He's the #1 Century 21 agent in the country who's coming in and going to be giving his stump speech to our agents, which is phenomenal. We have Janae Thomas coming in. She's going to be teaching. Last year we had Bo Hawkins come in, who taught YouTube. We have the specialists, the best of the best for the training. This is what makes us really different is we're not just letting anybody do the trainings who has success. They're the highest level players out there in the industry. We're giving you access to them. We're giving you access to this information that you may not have had before. What's really cool too is you get access to our Facebook page and our WhatsApp group. You can ask questions to each other. You can ask questions to leadership. Again, this is where communal wisdom comes in. You learn by asking the questions and everybody can see what the questions are and help even crowdsource and answer the questions for each other. Of course, you can escalate to Michelle Weaver, who's on our leadership team, Brittany Brooks, Hank Sorensen, myself. We all have different lanes that we stay in depending on what you need. Each one of us is there to help you support your business. We have an incredible video library that you can go look through all the trainings we've ever done. This is an insane amount of value. You just go through 1 or 2 of those per day while you're driving around and just listen. You'll start to absorb all these different ways of thinking that causes business to accelerate. We include that in a course setting through Thinkific and through Google Drive. Further, we use low gifts. We're really big on database touch programs because that is where the profitability for being a real estate agent is in your referral database. That's what makes real estate fun. You get those warm leads, those referrals, where we see people get 20, 30% referral rates from their database size, and their business just starts to compound over time, which is phenomenal because the average agent doesn't get many referrals at all because they have no program for after they close a deal. So we have low gifts that helps with that. We have Zillow Showcase where actually you can get leads on your own listings if you set it up according to the way that we share with it inside. We have luxury marketing through Lux VT. We have Focus Program where we put an email drip for you. You just give us our database. We brand it towards you. We get your website, your social media. We send it out for you on your behalf, systematized. We have Boomtown lead programs and OpCity. So we have all of these different platforms that you can use to grow to the next level. And we have it at a fraction of the cost that you would have to buy at retail. For transaction management, just so you know, Dotloop is what we use in Broker Sumo, which is what we use to track how much money we've paid you out in your 1099s and things like that. And we have a support team, a ton of business planning opportunities for you to be able, if you ever get stuck, right? Because sometimes we are good for 3 months, we go off to the races, we get stuck somewhere. If you get stuck, reach out. We want to hear from you and be able to help you get to the next level faster, quicker, that you can get out of being in a rut, the better. And we know that across the board from being top real estate agents ourselves. Now, we've noticed that there's trends. This is not generally true for everybody, but there's trends for real estate across the board. So I want to explain this to you in what level of production you are currently at. We have a system for each level. So there's usually the 0 to 5 unit agents, right? So this is proximity is power. The most powerful thing you can do is an apprenticeship and connect yourself to a top producer. Yes or yes? I mean, you need to get in a room with top producers. You need to understand what they're doing. You need to adopt their mindset, their habits, every activity that they're doing, and identify what works best with your personality to go out there and execute and create business opportunities. That's why we created a mentorship program for agents that are producing more than $4 million a year. They can become a mentor. They can earn 20% of what the agent makes. And this is an agreement with expectations. We have a whole process for this. It's great. The agents get to attend these top agent and these top speaker masterminds that are ongoing every single week, which is great. So they're getting nuggets every single day. They get access if they want to. It's opt-in. You can opt into Boomtown and start getting leads from Boomtown and other referral programs. And of course, we have all of the training available for those top agents. And if you want additional accountability, you can reach out and we can connect you to the right people so you can get additional accountability. If you're looking for more in person, we do have an office in Mandarin. We have an office over off of Atlantic Boulevard. And we have the Jack's Golf and Country Club as well. So we have multiple locations throughout this that we like to meet up with, as well as group meetups across, go down to St. Augustine, we go out to Gainesville, we go to Ocala, we do group meetups here and there through the year for agents in those areas. They don't want to drive up. Leverage is the force multiplier. This is the agents who are 5 to 20 units. This is what we call the producer path. These agents are in production. This is their full-time job. They are starting to grow their business. They maybe to have some profit. They don't know how much to maybe reinvest or what to leverage out first. We have systems that prove basically how much profit you can get at different levels of production. And we're happy to go in that if you're in the organization and share that all with you. We have in-house leverage. We have showing agents within the company. You need a showing, you're out of town, you're on vacation. We have showing agents in the company. You can pay them $25, $50 a door to go out and show them a house, you need open house support, you can post in the page and say, hey, I need someone to do an open house. 90% of these get filled. You usually make a relationship by attending events and finding people that you really want to build connections with, and you team up with them in some way on these open houses and showing agents. We have transaction coordinators, 4 of them within the group that can help you with transaction coordination. We have team building opportunities. You need to add somebody to your team. Our team leader can go out there, and we're talking to agents every single week. If you're like, I need this type of personality, I want this type of person, we can go out there and find that person for you, make the introduction, and even help you give you the materials for how to hire and train them, what the expectations are, how to hold them accountable. Just as we did through our state team that we customer touch programs we already talked about, and then our marketing and tech stack, daily marketing support. This is something, again, the agent said, we want marketing support. Okay, great. Well, we hired a virtual you need a marketing material made for you. We make it for you. We send it to you, right? During business hours. And you have a new, come on, we send you the listing, a listing flyer at that day that it comes on through text and through email. These are great just support pieces that we have available for you. You need a listing presentation, a buyer presentation. We can make that for you. Things like that. The Loop tech stack, again, have the communication through Facebook, WhatsApp. We also do a lot of voice memos and things like that. So it's just a great way to have constant communication on what is going on in your business with the leadership team and the support team. Then we have the 20 unit plus producers out there, which are the investor and influencer path. This is about 10% of real estate agents. So you can see the percentages down. 78% of agents fall in this bucket. This is based off of the NIFAR MLS data that I've been able to collect and aggregate. About 12% of agents fall in this bucket, and about 10% here. Now, momentum is generally mid to top heavy. Okay, so the majority of our agents 8 to 12 units per year, and we have a bunch of outliers that produce a lot more and are in this category. But kind of flipped. It's kind of like 20% here and 30% here in terms of that regard, because this is a productivity culture. We expect people to produce, we expect people to grow, and it's a really exciting environment to be in when you get together in the group settings and you meet who's doing what across the board. The energy is infectious. That's what we just had our January get together. On January 1st, we had 27 agents come into an office on January 1st at 9 a.m. to go over goal planning, which is just unheard of in this type of environment. So about the people that we have here, the passion that they have for the industry, and the level of their goals that they have. It's just an infectious group to be around. When you're at this level, 20 plus units, you need help with recruiting. We help you with that. We help you with your financials. This is our wheelhouse. We want to make sure our agents are profitable, their lifestyle is getting better, and they're building their leverage. We can help you with the structure, expectations, and accountability. One thing that we added in 2024 that was really cool is we're an investor-focused brokerage as well. A lot of our agents do fix and flips. They buy rentals and things like this. We give out loans. We use the money we make from the company and we put it back into our agents by giving them private lending. And we underwrite their deals for them. So if you come across an opportunity, we can help you fund the loan. We can help you fund the renovation costs. And we only do this for agents inside so it's really cool. If you have a listing, you want me to make a cash offer on, I will make you a legitimate cash offer on the house. So this is a great tool for you to or of course keep you updated on what we're doing with our private investments. We're not shy to share what we're doing. This isn't financial advice. Everybody can decide what's the best option for them. We just share with you what we're doing across the board and why we're doing it. We have meetings internally about our decisions, and we're not perfect, Brittany. But the reality is we're all learning from each other. We have influence and rewards across the board. You help us grow the organization and bring in more top producers. There's something called a disappearing cap. We can give you revenue share. There's the mentorship program and all these other ancillary opportunities that we have within the organization when you get to that level that it makes it really exciting. As a side note, it's $12K for the cap. And if you bring a team member, it's a $6K cap that's added to the team cap. And that's really exciting. We make it super affordable for people to be able to operate their business at our company at scale, so it doesn't drain their pocketbook. And that's the key. Here's what makes us different. Okay, so our business model is different. We help you, right? We're all valid leadership locally here, who are producers ourselves, and then we want to help you share what it's like to be here. So here's some pictures that I think kind of gives you an idea. We bring in the speakers. We have a lot of social events. We have parties every single quarter. We get together and celebrate the year and what's been going on. We have small group meetups that agents really like, where we just start talking. And we have office meetups too. And then we do our bigger events either virtually with some major speakers that you would not get access to regularly, or we all meet up and do it at Jack's Golf. We've flown in speakers before in the past. And again, this is, you don't pay a monthly fee. There's nothing. It's just literally, we're just using the connections we have in the industry and the relationships that we have, and we're bringing in the best of the best to share. And so it's a really exciting environment to be part of. Our leadership team is phenomenal. So it's Brittany Brooks, who is the broker. Her first year in real estate, she sold something like 66 properties just as a buyer agent, which is incredible and unheard of. She is phenomenal. Obviously biased, but she's the best in Florida by far. She knows the rules. Michelle Weaver is the assistant. Brittany, she helps answer additional questions, right? You always 2 points of contact. Your first contact is Michelle. If it needs to be escalated, it goes to Brittany if it's a legal issue. Hank Sorensen is our team leader. You need P&L coaching. You need coaching on your building your real estate team. He is the go-to. You have somebody who wants to join the company. He is your go-to. Alicia helps us with the financials and the checks. Make sure you get paid on time. And then of course we have our support board. We have Monvic, Ed. They've been with us. Every single one of our team members has been with us for quite some time. 5-6 years. We have a title relationship, mortgage, photography, and then home warranty. Now you guys, you use whoever you want. This is just an option who's available to you if you're interested in looking at this. But this is your team, your support team across the board. And of course we have all the speakers in the ecosystem as well. Now here's what it looks like when you come into the community. It's like it's great for people who want to hit the ground running and just soak up everything that we have. We often have people say, I love it. I'm watching 1 or 2 videos a week. I'm joining the trainings every single week. I'm going to the meetups. I'm implementing a new system every single week. Their business starts to accelerate every single month as they start to execute through our system, right? We have education over here that we talked about. We have our compensation of the things that we do, our marketing support, our marketing and support teams, and then our leads that we have. And so it just gives us a big picture of thing that is being pushed into you joining our ecosystem in our community. And it's really great. And so again, no desk fees or monthly fee, even annual fees, and it just has a low 12K cap for this. One thing that we brought in this year, which is really exciting, is Zillow Showcase. Has anybody used Zillow Showcase out there? Okay, well, if you haven't heard of it, to hear of it, because it's something that's really changing the game. We have an agent that put a listing in MLS. There's like a $2 million listing, got a $3 million buyer lead from it the next day. Okay, we cut a deal with Zillow to get a certain percentage of their market share of Zillow Showcase it. So it's a phenomenal opportunity. We really think that agents who have even one listing, this would be a tremendous value proposition for you. If you have questions about this, reach out to us offline. That's a huge value add. And of course, our agency is now the top 10 brokerage in the marketplace for luxury sales. This was not even intentional. Our agents are just falling and breaking into luxury across the board. So we bought last year a luxury marketing platform called LuxVT, where you can get your advertising in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, Robb Report, international exposure. So when you go into a listing presentation and you show them what Zillow Showcase is, which you need to check that out right after this call if you don't know what that is, and then you lock in with LuxVT, if you use both of these services, you're winning that luxury appointment. Other agents aren't offering anything. They're just sticking the sign in the yard and praying that it sells, right? We're very intentional on how we communicate and the way that we actually go out there and execute our plans across the board. Every agent asks us, what's your compensation like? It's super, super competitive. The momentum compensation is just 0.002 times the sales price. So you can see on a $300,000 house, you make $9,000, pay us $600. There is a $350 transaction fee, which most of the agents just pass that on to the consumer, or they charge more for their transactions across the board. But when you cap, this transaction fee goes to $100, which makes it super, super competitive against other brands out there in the marketplace. With that, I want to go over just the next steps, and then we'll open up to a Q&A with the group. And just you can ask, what questions you have about the validity of the and what we have going on here, all the projects that we're doing, where we're going next. And we want you to help hit your real estate goals. We want you to connect with us, talk with us about your goals. If you want to do some goal planning, we can do that as well. So again, if you are somebody who is open-minded, you're a big thinker, you're coachable, you're interested in personal development, you enjoy feedback, and you just get to the next level, this this is the tribe for you. We have an independent contractor agreement you can look at. It's really great. It's easy to move in and out of. We do no stuff where we people down into the company. Okay, that's insane to us that companies are even doing that. You move, you sign the ICA, you move to us, and then you move your listings over to us if you're able to do that, and we can help you review everything on that in that regard. So that is what our company is all about. I thank you guys for showing up today. And if you have questions, I'm happy to take them at this time. What do we got? And good to see you guys. Britt, Hank, do you want to share anything as well? Anything I missed here?
I think there's a question in the chat.
The TCs, are they included in each deal? No. So each independent TC is a TC company that generally does transactions for $200 up to $450. A lot of them are $350. It just depends on what you need them to do. Are they calling your customer? Are they just doing the emails for you, keeping it organized, submitting your dot loop? Every TC does things a little bit differently. We recommend that you go ahead and interview TCs and figure out which one works for you. We have a lot of them who would love to work with you, honestly, because they're all looking for additional business. They do a phenomenal job. The benefit is they can get access to the loop. That way it makes it super easy for them to operate within our ecosystem. Somebody asked,
to add to that, we have a list of recommended transaction coordinators that a lot of our momentum agents use. They're all independent people and companies that you can interview to figure out if it's the best fit for you. And they all offer very different services. We have a lot of options within the ecosystem.
Great question. Christine says, how do you join Boomtown or Op City? You just reach out to our virtual assistant, Monvik. He'll send you over all the paperwork and insights on that. Super easy to sign up. You just sign a DocuSign. We get you access the same day. You get your own link to your website where you can generate leads for yourself. You can follow around your customers and see what they're looking at on the internet, which is pretty cool, and reach out to them. You can also send emails and action plans and all that kind of stuff. We used to have Follow Up Boss. It didn't have the lead aspect of it. So we switched to Boomtown. Agents have loved that platform. We've had agents last year. They closed $1.2 million homes, $800,000 homes. We generally are looking for leads that are more than are the neighborhoods that we're targeting. Question, Christine. Yeah, and thanks for the Ocala team coming out. We're really excited to partner with you, Joe and team. Hank, anything you want to share before we hop off here?
No, I'm good. You covered everything.
Awesome. Well, love to hear from you. Don't be a stranger. Reach out if you want to just talk more about what we have going on over here. You know, you're welcome to do so. If you want to join us for a training to get a taste of what it's like to be over here, let us know. We would love to connect with you and you get wherever you want to go, whatever that next level is. So that'll end the call. Appreciate y'all. What's that?
There was one more question about software costs. Oh, Brett answered it. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people will charge you $100 for just the or something per month. We don't charge anything additional for .loop.
John, I can answer Lynn's question.
Boomtown charges you anything that's between them and Boomtown. We don't. They can use a Google Sheet for all we care. And there's no separate cost for insurance. There's no monthly fees, no annual fees, no fees at all. Period. End of story.
Yeah, for E&O, by the way, E&O covers the real estate bridge. If you want to buy insurance for yourself, you can do so. We're very familiar with E&O. So if you have questions about E&O, just call me. Happy to talk with you about our experiences. There's a lot of policy exclusions, but we don't need to nerd out.
Can I explain one thing?
Yeah.
If you guys are at different brokerages, they'll say E&O is covered. E&O is covered
themselves
for the brokerage.
Yeah.
And this is like, if a lawsuit were to name you personally and the brokerage, you would need to have bought your own E&O policy, and brokerages will not explain this. They'll say, oh, good, you're covered. And they will then upcharge you for their E&O.
Yes.
But E&O policies are not covering you individually. So if a lawsuit names you individually, this does not go into our brokerage E&O policy and coverage. So just making sure everybody understands that. You can always go and get your own personal individual E&O policy, but brokerages will not tell you that. But I do recommend it just in case. You never know who they're going to name in a lawsuit. Usually it's a money grab situation. We have a lot of experience seeing these things happen. Not that we've been sued necessarily, but it's from other people in the industry and what gets covered, who goes after who. We've seen a lot.
Yeah, if you're a top producer, you may look into it. We have great people who can support you, and you can look at what the coverage costs are as an individual agent, which is not going to be that much. It might be worth it if you're a top agent, you're concerned about it. You don't want them to have to go after your personal wealth. So wrap this up. Again, if you want to reach out and talk more about these type of questions, definitely get in touch with myself or Hank or Brittany. We're all here to support you and help get to the next level. Do you have anything to share?
No, I nothing really to share. So in 2026, saw a lot of new names up top. I was looking through who was on the see love everyone being here, seeing new names. I'm always a resource as well. I'm mainly out at the beaches. Feel free to reach out.
Yeah, I love that part of momentum. Everybody and help each other push to get to the next level and achieve their goals. It's a very goal-oriented company. And so we appreciate that about the people and the passion that they bring to it, the energy that they bring to it every single day. You get into one of these rooms, one of our trainings, and you'll understand immediately. So I encourage you, if you're interested, get with Hank, get into one of these trainings, come join us for tomorrow's call with Mills. You're going to be blown away. We had a call last year with his assistant, his listing assistant. They manage over 150 listings per year as a listing assistant. How do you do that? What's the processes? What does it look like? What are the conversations? I mean, the value that you get from having access to those type of people is, for free, just for being part of the ecosystem, is really unmatched. And we try to bring in the next wave of speakers every single quarter that are just going to blow you away. And you take one idea from each meeting, you go execute it, your business is transformed by the end of the year. You're just like, I don't know why, it's just different. You go out there and execute what you've learned. So we appreciate you showing up today, the participation today, and soon. Thanks so much, everybody.